Welcome to Spirits Are Talking, hosted by Lisa Silverman. Join us every Tuesday night for live on-air psychic medium readings, crystal energy healings, oracle card readings, chakra balancing, and so much more. Host Lisa Silverman is a natural-born intuitive, psychic, medium, and spiritual life coach, working professionally in the metaphysical healing arts since 2015. Lisa communicates with loved ones and pets that have passed on for emotional healing and answers. Not to mention, she is an established interior designer since 2009, focusing on feng shui, modern design, and house healings by creating a harmonious energy flow for her clients. Now, your host of Spirits Are Talking, Lisa Silverman.
Hi, thank you for joining me tonight on this very rainy day in the Bay. I know you could be anywhere in the world, so I appreciate you being with me tonight. If you don't know me, my name's Lisa Silverman. I'm an interior designer and a psychic medium and a pet intuitive, and I communicate with loved ones that have passed over as well as pets that are alive and that have also passed over, our fur babies. So tonight, I wanted to talk about Pluto and what's going on with Pluto. If you have been into any, I'm not an astrologer by any means, but I do feel energy, and I did take some notes and grab some information. I wanted to share, what does Pluto mean when it changes signs? And it only happens every 20 years. So what we're going to talk about tonight, and of course, I'm going to do some oracle cards and answer any questions. And but what we're going to talk about is that Pluto only changes signs every 20 years, so that in our lifetime, we only experience maybe 3 to 4 to, God, if you're lucky, 5 times where it changes signs. It takes 248 years to go around the entire zodiac wheel, which is very interesting to me. So the last time this happened was in, I think, 2008. So hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to just say hi. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Welcome. Everyone who's joining me, take a breath. I can't see who's joining me unless you make a comment. So I appreciate you all for spending your hour with me. This shift has been from Pluto going in, that was in Capricorn, it's changed into Aquarius, and it's really, really powerful and pivotal, not only for us as an individual, but also as a collective. So I want to share, and I'm going to pull some oracle cards later, but I want to just read some of my notes to you, and so you can get a grasp of what's going on. And I'm going to read it from my iPad because I'm dyslexic, so I can't look at my computer and read my notes. But so I'm just going to share with you what's going on. Okay. This is a big deal. It takes Pluto 248 years to go around the zodiac. Like I said, last time it was in Aquarius Pluto was in Aquarius was 1776. Okay. Well, what happened in 1776? It was America, right? Anyway, the planet is about transformation, and Aquarius is a sign of progress and human rights and valuing other people. Okay. When we say Pluto is a sign of transformation, it means profound transformation and breaking through our rights and claiming our freedoms. This is going to continue as a collective and individually till 2044. Wow, 2044. So this is not a simple change in how we look at whom we hang out with, but a significant shifts in our souls. This is the planet of death, but also of big rebirth. Okay. Pluto is all about shedding our old identities and releasing perspectives that no longer serve us to make space for something better. And this is what makes the transit so impactful. So it's clearing out things that no longer work for you to make space for something better. Aquarius and Pluto are both about regeneration, and their combined energies have incredible power to advance humanity globally. This is heavy. In astrology, Pluto is considered the force of evolution, the catalyst of our deepest emotional and psychological transformations. All life and death cycles, we are all transforming, whether it's releasing old jobs, relationships, lifestyles, making room for new jobs, new clients, new lifestyles. Maybe you're moving, packing up, shredding. Those are all part of this energy. Pluto also has so much to do with our deep and emotional wounds, shadow sides that we sometimes don't want to look at, manipulation tendencies, and all that we suppress, hide, or repress because we're ashamed of it or afraid of it. So there's duality, right? Ultimately, Pluto destroys the old to make space for new creations. It's like, hallelujah. Anybody feel this? I hope this resonates. Worldwide changes in science and technology and space travel will not be surprising while Pluto is in Aquarius. More importantly, we'll see profound shifts in civil rights and humanitarianism. The most powerful people will be those who work together and who value the lives and feelings and experiences of others. This is so important. Governments and systems that have worked against each other in the past can hopefully find common ground during this transit to forge new alliances for the future. And that goes for all of us. Like, what alliances do we need to make? Who do we need to partner with? It's interesting. In our personal lives, Pluto in Aquarius urges us to transform our view of ourselves and our place in the world. Whew. Can you just breathe that in for a second? It's really important. It's natural to think of what is best for ourselves and what will help us most in the future. But what if it was our first instinct to think what's best for others? Like, can we just think of what's best for others too without being a doormat and giving away our power, right? You can give freely without being codependent for someone, what's best for others. Like, is this just good for me or is this good for a collective, right? This is the change Pluto and Aquarius wants us to see. Can we answer the call? This was heavy. I mean, I've been working on this for a few days. So Pluto enters Aquarius, which is about radical self-acceptance and responsibility and breaking free from repetitive patterns. Pluto transits through Aquarius invites us to embrace our deeper sense of personal responsibility and become our authority instead of projecting our power onto external authorities. It's like, this is saying, hey, listen, folks, you need to claim your power back. If you let other people make decisions for you, or you've been just going with the flow, it's time to not let anyone else be the authority of your life. And this is for 20 years. And we just have a sampling because it just happened like 5 days ago, even though it started maybe a week ago. It really shifted a few days ago. So it's like, we're just feeling this energy and we have to like embrace it. I am so embracing this, and it's not light and fluffy and rainbows. Okay. It's both. It's rainbows and possibilities. And also it's heavy stuff to look at and to clear. This is a significant part of our transition from the old systems and structures to the new ones, as establishing and consolidating the new social systems requires each of us to take responsibility for our own conscious participation. Like, where do I fit in that? If something's not working out, there's a common denominator, yeah, light workers unite, someone said. It's true. This represents a time for evolutionary acceleration. Aquarius corresponds to the future and Pluto's ingress to the sign will catalyze and promote our movement away from the old, outdated system towards new, alternative ones based on organizational structures and respect for human rights and individual differences. Like, this is about, and I have this written down, radical acceptance. Okay. Radical acceptance of yourself, radical acceptance of others. And this is going to be at the forefront of our growth and our being. And if I sound like I'm on a little soapbox and being a preacher, I am a little bit, because I've been so impacted and can really identify with this shift. And it's only been a few days. Okay. So what's interesting too is Pluto and Aquarius will speed up our deconditioning like journey and increase our awareness of the coping mechanism and survival strategies we've adopted due to our early experiences in childhood. It's like, hello, okay? Like, you don't have to hold on to those childhood wounds, those traumas anymore. This transit's going to shed light on some of that, but it's also asking you to move through it and kind of let it go. So I think that's very interesting. Like, it's the transit will accelerate the process of becoming aware and of breaking free from those repetitive patterns of behavior that keep us trapped in a disempowering loop. This is heavy and so healing. Pluto and Aquarius will encourage us to see ourselves objectively and recognize what needs to be transformed within ourselves for us to have a different experience rather than blaming others. That's what I said earlier. Like, what's my part in this argument? What's my part in not getting the job or not breaking, someone commented, Gina, break the cycle of generational trauma. Exactly. That's right. And that, we don't have to be in pain. We've already lived it. So we've already lived it. We need to let it go. We can do that through chakra balancing. I do a lot of that in my practice of services, which you can check out at spiritsaretalking.com. But the other important thing is, which is so, Gina took the words out of my mouth here. Aquarius is associated with trauma and disassociation and the nervous system. This archetype correlates with the sudden and unexpected overwhelming experiences that result in a split between mind, body, emotion, a phenomenon that's referred to as the soul loss. Like, part of your soul sometimes feels lost and you're never broken. Okay. But it's time to heal. During this transit, we can expect the intense focus on healing trauma, deepening our awareness of the impact of past trauma on the body and the nervous system. That's really important. I take different sprays to just balance my nervous system. There's Bach flowers, which is great. Excuse me, I'm drinking some tea. I take a 911, which helps trauma and the nervous system. So it's really important to be kind to yourself too right now. Throughout the upcoming years, our understanding of trauma and the nervous system, mental health, and the impact of stress will be completely transformed and revolutionized. Hallelujah. It's so true, because, the last 3 years with COVID and the lockdowns and the mental health, people have not wanted to talk about mental health. And I really believe that we're going to make huge breakthroughs in making it not a shame, if you will, to have depression or to be suffering in some way. We all suffer at different times in our life. And with this transit, it's highlighting our mental health and how important it is to reach out and define what you need during, with healing your mental and emotional and soul and physical body and the nervous system. The nervous system, I've known this since I was a little girl, stores everything. Okay. And if you've had trauma like I did growing up in my family, like we all have, then our nervous system stores that flight or fight. And that's what I feel like I work through, is like what she's going to drop next. So this is the time, and I'm speaking for myself and being very vulnerable, that I personally let that go and heal that, because I don't need to think a shoe's going to drop. I can be okay exactly in the moment. And this is just shedding light on that. So, and also, which is interesting, if it's like hard to imagine this, but so many astrologers are talking about this. And no, I'm not an astrologer. I just love astrology and I do study it, but I'm not an astrologer. I could not do your chart for you. But in the upcoming years, we can expect massive technological advancement and scientific discoveries that force us to question everything we know. It's like we think there's can be more technology, but I think what it's going to be is that artificial technology is going to be really coming out in the forefront. The energy of Aquarius is disruptive and shocking, and with Pluto entering the sign, our ideas and theories about astronomy, the universe, and our reality will be completely revolutionized. How can we relate to the internet, social media, artificial intelligence will be another area of significant focus on our relationship with these tools will likely get polarized and in the extreme. It's like how I'm overwhelmed with my social media accounts, my spiritual talking on YouTube and on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. And it's like, what more technologies can be happening? And there's so much that, of safety of the internet. I mean, there's so many banking and healthcare. I have no idea, but I know it's going to be massive. Okay. And if you look back in 1776, the French Revolution, I don't know, I'm not a history buff whatsoever. I did not like history, but I do know some things about it. If you Google what happened, in 1776, when Pluto was in Aquarius, a lot of shit went down. I'm just saying. Okay, the other part that I wanted to say is, in particular, issues of ethics and surrounding the use of artificial intelligence are likely to come up. Regulations in this sense could be established. Pluto and Aquarius transits will emphasize the shift in social dynamics, social interactions, and are likely taking place related to increased time spent online and on our phone, and the decrease in in-person interactions and involving physical touch. Okay, if you have not felt this loneliness or, with COVID and the lack of physical touch, and if you have teenagers or kids or you spend a lot of time on your phone, then you're not interacting face to face, right, with people. So we need to get right in front of people. We need to be back to socializing. I mean, the last 3 years, I didn't socialize as much as I used to. That's for sure. And I'm ready for that to end. And I'm so embracing this transit of being more involved in physical touch and more socializing and entertaining and having parties and all that stuff. This transit likely indicates increased collective feelings of alienation and social isolation. It's true. I don't know, but a lot of people have felt alienated in social isolation the last 3 years, but we can let that go, because we have come into a time of rebirth, right? Pluto is about rebirth and regeneration. So it will inspire many of us to explore living in community settings, which is very interesting, away from cities and away from technology, and create self-sufficient and self-sustaining systems. That's the polar opposite, right? But people are craving getting grounded, getting back to earth, getting dirty, growing their own food and gardens. So that's going to really be coming up. I bet you're going to see a lot of more in apartment gardens where you could just grow tomatoes if you live in Manhattan or San Francisco or a big city, and that keeps you still being able to have organic vegetables or fruits, but in a small way. I feel that's happening. Also, Pluto's enters Aquarius. The bottom line here, in a nutshell, and I gave you a lot, is radical self-acceptance and responsibility and breaking free of repetitive patterns and healing our soul and our core wounds from our past. Whew. Everybody take a breath. Who's with me? Whew. Can you feel that? Did any questions? Will this affect? Okay, so question is from Andrea. Thank you for joining me. Will this affect Aquarians? Yeah, of course. It's affecting everyone. Absolutely. This is powerful. You can Google how is Pluto going to affect your sign. You can do your sun, moon, rising. The rising sign is really important to check out as well. So as a collective and an unconscious, people that aren't light workers or aren't that connected, if you will, to their higher power, even though they are connected, but not consciously, are going to feel this shift anyway. Excuse me. So I think it's just beware, embrace all the new things. Like, we are craving community. I am too. I think we're craving being together after being apart for so long. I think we're craving having one foot in the past of being wounded from what your mom said or your dad or your sister or your brother, but leaving that shit in the past and bringing that foot into present time. And I just said to my cousin earlier that you don't have to feel that pain again. Like, we've already lived it. So let's really keep the eye on the prize. This is a 20-year cycle. So this isn't overnight work or, a magical thing, but it's just a higher consciousness and awareness. So I hope you enjoyed all that, because I'm integrating all of it. And if you do want to work on your nervous system and relaxing your nervous system, you can do Bach flowers. You can do some essence online. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not claiming that I am, but these remedies work for me to just chill your nervous system out. And it's basically, instead of having the last generation was all about me, this generational planet that's shifting is all about us and we and community. And how can we, if I help you across the street, how does that also help me? If I help you, open the door, it gives me gratitude to help you hold the door open. It's like giving, receiving, and being receptive, and then just loving yourself anyway. We're not perfect. We're human. And for me, we need to just, for me, honoring that we're complicated and that we can radically accept all parts of ourselves, even if we don't like certain aspects. Yeah, that's it for now for me. Okay. I hope that made sense and resonates with you. We're going to pull some cards in a few minutes. And I just want any questions or comments. And again, I so appreciate you being with me. I always get a little nervous coming on here. I don't know why. I love to talk. But this time is full of so much change and hope and courage and strength and optimism. And it's like, if you want to stay where you are and you did what you did, you're going to get what you got. So you got to make a change. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at, I think. Great chat. Thank you so much. So I have a new deck. We're going to pull some cards. Any questions, any comments? I would love to know how you're feeling. if you're listening to this, just take a breath and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now with this Pluto Aquarius shift that's going to be for 20 years? And it's just starting right now. Also, can you just recognize that you're perfect, whole, and complete just the way you are, and honor that, and honor the parts that you don't like anyway? Like, I don't like that I don't always put things away right away. I'm going to love myself anyway. So we're going to pull a card as a collective. I have a great, beautiful new deck, and that just came out. I just opened it last week. It's so right on. So I'm going to pull a card as a collective. And if you'd like a session with me, you can go to spiritualtalking.com. I will never DM you. If you're following me on Instagram, please be sure to make sure that it's Spiritual Talking. There's a lot of fake accounts, unfortunately, out there that are hitting up my followers for readings, and they're just scammers. I would never do that. Jennifer commented, I would be nervous if I had such a big mission like you. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. You are a shining light. Okay, you're sweet. Everyone, thank you so much. Okay, so this card we're going to pull is out of the Dreamweaver's deck. Brand new. I've been studying with Colette Baron Reed for 5 years. I'm an oracle card expert, if you will. This is a brand new deck. I don't know hardly anything about the cards at all. I've only used it 4 times, and they're stunning. Look at the back. If you can see, if you're listening, trust me, the back's beautiful. But the front, they're illustrated by this lovely artist, a Japanese man whose name is Joel Makamura, and I think lives in Japan. And the illustrations they're all hand painted. They're stunning. Okay. So I'll just show you one, and then I'll pull a card. I mean, this is so interesting. Card number 1. It's like, I can't make this stuff up. When the storm spirits play, look at this card. Wow. I think I need to read that because it was at the bottom of the deck, but this is our collective. It's card number 1, which is so interesting. It's the first card that was at the bottom of the deck. And we're talking about storms, which we're having one in California. It's like ongoing. So this is a card for us as a collective. When the storm spirits play, essential meaning, understanding how to navigate divine chaos, clear the air, stir the pot, scatter seeds, and bring new possibilities. Okay, we can't make this up. You're being asked to surrender your need to control outer circumstances, which is based on desire to feel more certain, avoid confrontation, or resist change. This card signifies a time to trust that the chaos, this disorder, this turbulence has shown up in your life as temporary, but very important. You are able to let go of what is unnecessary or that which you have resisted releasing. Well, hello, Pluto is asking us to do this. I love this stuff. You can't make this stuff up. Consider how clear the air is after a storm, how dead branches are pruned from trees, and how potent seeds are scattered so new life can sprout and new soil. Even if you find yourself in conflict now, there is a gift in this. It invites you to see things from an alternate perspective and provides you with a lot of value and information. New important possibilities arise from the chaos at hand. For now, the highest good for you is to remain in the center of the storm. Meditate and be mindful of your reactions as you don't yet have all the information needed to make an authentic choice. Watch and wait. There is divine reordering at the root in this chaos. Listen deeply for the epiphany rising to greet you, and you will know the gifts the experience holds for you. Wow. When the storm spirit play, amazing things are stirred up through this divine change for the highest good of all. Remember, you are a weaver of dreams too. Even if you must pivot, even if it threads your identity, gets frayed, the pattern you set will be breathtaking. There you go. As a collective, this is so beautiful. This is just so what's happening now. Jennifer said this is exactly what's happening now. Storm spirits, when the storm spirits play. So also, it's a time to find humor. Like if someone's being a jerk on the road or some schmo, find the humor in it. And if someone is not nice to you, right, try and find the humor in what's going on, and don't take things too personal. Also, like, oh, that's interesting. That's their issue, not mine. Does this card resonate with all of you as well? It's asking us to stay in the center of the storm, because when the storm clears, it's going to be so great. Good things are coming. Any questions or comments? Anybody? Whew. Okay, I think we have to take a break in a second. I think I might have gone over. I'm not sure. Todd, will you let me know? If not, okay, we're going to take a 30-second break, or I think, is it a minute or 30 seconds? 1 minute. We'll see you right back. Grab a tea or water, do a quick potty, and come back. And I'll see you in a minute. And if you're listening to me, I'll be right back.
Download the new station calendar and never miss another show. To get it is simple and free. Just visit WLTK-DB.com to download, or tap the subscribe button on our mobile app. Once the file is in your downloads folder, just double-click it, authorize it to your calendar, and boom, you have every show listed. Not only does it list the shows, but also the links to watch them live. We would like to thank Danny Loosemore for developing this for us, and hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Get yours now at WLTK-DB.com, or just click subscribe on our mobile app. See you at the shows.
Hi, fine. We're back. So any comments or questions? Any questions I can read? Someone said, I keep getting logged out of this. What am I not supposed to hear? Interesting, Heather. Yeah, I've had some internet issues earlier too. Interesting. Well, welcome back. So I'm going to talk for a second about what I do and how I can be of service to you. And if possible, I'm an animal communicator. I just was on a podcast that I'm going to upload called The Doggy Diva Show. It was such a great interview. This woman's so amazing. And she rescues animals and places them in homes. She's just an amazing woman. But I'm a energy healer, psychic medium. I'm an intuitive. I'm an interior designer. And what I notice in my sessions lately is everyone's chakras are just so out of whack. And part of it is because of these transits. And part of it is because we have felt so stagnant. So I'm moving a lot of energy out of people's chakras, which is interesting. This deck too, that I just read that beautiful card from, the Spirit Storm, is so accurate. Every deck, and I have all of Colette Baron Reed's decks. Every deck of cards to me has a different personality and energy. So I do oracle card sessions and pet intuitive and talking to your loved ones and a lot of other things. So go to spiritsartalking.com And you can put in the code is podcast 20 for 20% off for my podcast listeners. Okay. So that's it. And please don't get scammed on Instagram or Facebook by any fake accounts other than spiritsaretalking.com. Spirits Are Talking. There's no other accounts. Okay. So, and I get messages all the time. So please don't get caught up in any of that. Lots of solar storms happening too. Yes. That's right. So I'd like to pull another card. So now that we know what all this Pluto energy is about, and I'm going to do another collective card, how do we need to navigate this for all of our highest good? Okay. How do we need to navigate this? What energy do we need to know for our highest good? So, and again, it's out of the Dreamweaver's Oracle, which is just so beautiful. I mean, I'll show you the back too. Oh God, I love this. What do we need to do to move through this energy? And I remember saying we need to have fun, and it says it's time to dance around the sun. Look at that. Time to dance around the sun. That's right. So the fact that this card, and I don't know anything about it, it's card number 37. I'm just learning this deck. It's so beautiful though. When it's time, victory after hard work, celebration of achievements, having the advantage to win. That's the essence of the card. I love this energy. When it's time to dance around the sun, you'll be sure sweet victory in all your endeavors. Perhaps you're surprised at this sudden success. Don't be. You've worked hard to be here now, learned many lessons and integrated their wisdom, and finally chose the right actions. It's true. Don't you do everything, all the work to get here? Don't forget that. Like, you've done all the work. The universe has been working on your behalf in the hidden realms for some time now to co-create your dreams and weave them into reality. How could you doubt this mystical, magical partnership with the divine? Yes, sometimes things take longer than you hope for, but you can keep acting on faith, trusting that the form of your dreams will manifest in perfect ways and in perfect timing. Now is the time to celebrate your good fortune and share it with others. You are a beacon of hope for many and of the courage you have shown too. In so many ways, your success gives others hope. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Excuse me. This card is so accurate. I'm having a hard time with my words. Excuse me. Celebrate all your wins, no matter how big or small, said Gina. Selena said, love that card. So accurate. Yep. Excuse me. Whew. I'm getting some energy now. I never know what's going to happen when I come on live. But I'm getting energy. That's why I'm starting to choke a little bit. Like I have something to say from somebody, and I'm getting chills all over. Let me see who this is coming through. I have a male energy coming through for someone. Okay. I can't make this up, so I'm just going with it because I cannot deny the messages. So let me put these cards to the side. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Did someone lose a I have male energy coming forward, and I can't deny this. If you're watching me live or on replay, hopefully, I'm going to show you my pendulum. Show me which way is yes. It's going to go back and forth. If you can see this all. Show me which way is no. It's going to go to the side. I'm not moving my fingers. Show me which way is maybe. I don't know. It's going to go this way, clockwise. Show me which way is I don't give a crap. Don't need to know nothing. Don't care. Goes the opposite way. Okay, so did someone lose a man named Joe with a J? Jack, Joe. Strong J, John, Jack, or Joe. I have a Joe and I wrote a J down, or a Jack. I wrote a J down here. So if anybody has a John, a Jack, or a Joe, or a strong J, it's not Josh. It's not Josh. Please let me know, because I have a message from a strong male energy. Jerry. Oh yeah. Okay. I have a Barbara here that's claiming a Jerry. Jerry, was he a tall guy? This Jerry, and did he live to be in like 60s or over 60? Hi Barbara, thank you for joining me. If you could answer quick, I'd love that, because then it doesn't hold it up. And I know we can go into narcolepsy when I'm channeling energy, but I feel a big guy, big presence with a strong J. And it feels like it's Jerry. No, he didn't have a big presence. Then it's not him. This guy has big energy. 61. Okay. Did he have big? Over 60. He said I was over 60. So he was 61. So Barbara, this message is for you. What's the big energy? I'm wondering. Do you have a big presence? Because I feel like he's like big and strong, and I don't know if it's his energy or his, physical body, but he wants to send you love. You knew each other for a very long time. Does that make sense? I feel like you're related. He's kind of all over the place, like talking really quickly. Does any of that make sense to you, Barbara? I'm looking at the comments. Yes, it makes sense. Okay. Have Jerry. He's like a force, okay, in a good way. Jerry. Did you call him Jer? Was his name Gerald? He said I had a nickname. So was it like large presence? Exactly. Thank you. Like really big. Like I feel very expansive. Barbara just said yes to those things. Okay. He wants to say he loves you so much. He talks a lot. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of this information. And it's interesting that Barbara just got on here and said, hello, I'm new here. And then all of a sudden I have to write down the J. Or I wrote it down before, but it's directed to her. Was this your husband or brother? Husband, brother. Maybe he's a husband with a brother, or a brother. Husband or brother. Can you say yes, husband? Or she's saying yes. Or brother. What? Brother-in-law. Thank you. Okay. Whew. It's interesting. He's showing me a bunch of plaid shirts, okay? Like black and red plaid. I don't know if he loved plaid and flannel shirts, but he's showing me flannel shirts, okay? He wants to let you know that he's around and he loves you. My head's tingling, so it might have had a head injury, or he died very quickly, I feel. And he's just sending you so much love and light. And so that's it. He's a good talker, though. Okay. I hope that makes sense with the plaid. He wanted me to feel my shirt and say I loved plaid. He loved this is my first like flannel ever. Okay. He talked very quickly, very quick. Oh, he passed very quickly. Yeah. He did pass very quickly. He's not in pain. He kind of didn't know what the heck happened, is the feeling. So that's what I have for you tonight, Barbara. Thank you so much. If you want to talk to me further, you can go to spiritualtalking.com and book a session with me. Interesting that he had to come through and push through to get to you, to make sure that you let his family know he's okay. All right. He also wants me to say that he's like with a dog or a couple dogs. He's showing me a couple dogs. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. So interesting. I never know. I just never know. I hope that gives you a little bit of healing and comfort. Okay. And please tell me that he's with some dogs, because he's really talking about dogs. Can you say yes? That makes sense? Or otherwise, I have other dogs that want to come through. I'm waiting for her to reply about the dogs. Okay, thank you, Barbara. This is totally for you, and I'd love for you to connect with me when you're ready. Yeah, he's this is so lovely. Okay, bye, Jerry. Thank you so much. That's kind of wild, right? I'm in the middle of going to pull some cards for people, and then I have this strong J, John, it's Jerry, and a big personality. So I love that. Okay, and then I have someone that said, "Hi, it's Alicia. I'm new here, too, getting ready for bed, but popped on to say that card read was beautiful and resonated with me. I love the decor in your hair. Thank you so much. I'm totally feeling the vibe here. Thank you so much for joining me. You could be anywhere in the world, and I appreciate each and every one of you for spending some time with me talking about Pluto. So I'm just going to pull a random card for who. Just let me see how many cards I can pull for people. Okay, who would like a card? If that's okay, we're going to pull a couple cards related to Pluto. Like, what do you need to know with this Pluto energy? And I'll read parts of the card that really jump out. Okay. Stephanie would like a card. Okay. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you. It's just going to be, what do you need to know regarding this energy that we talked about, which is the Pluto energy? Thank you for joining me. Stephanie, what does Stephanie need to know? I like the way you spell your name. About this Pluto energy. And I'm new to this deck. And so this is so interesting. It's card number 15 in the middle of the bridge. Look at this art. If you're listening, I'm sorry you can't see it. But it's in the middle of the bridge, which is what we're in. Okay. So I don't know the meaning of the cards yet because it's a brand new deck. Learning from different viewpoints and life experiences, compassionate listening, and meeting in the middle. Sometimes you get stuck seeing the world in a particular way. Maybe you've been indoctrinated to see things from a specific vantage point due to your past experience. After all, society conditions us in the same way, engaging us to follow the path of this is how we do things. Maybe you've been comfortable throughout your life without finding it necessary to be open to different perspectives. Things have worked well so far, so why change? Question mark. No, this is so perfect for what I talked about. If you can hear it back, you're being invited now to see things from other points of view. It's an appropriate time for you to engage in deep listening as you learn from other people and situations. They're completely different from your own. This is a divine orchestration and celebration of a nuance and complexity that will expand your capacity for understanding, love, and compassion. I love this. This is all about change and transformation and having a different perspective. When I did the new moon, I think it was the new moon, it was all about perspective and change and seeing things different. So I hope this resonates for you, Stephanie. And I love that your grandpa was Stefano. Stefano. I love that name. That's a great name. I hope that resonates for you. Jennifer would like a card. So Jennifer, hi, I'll pull a card for you. What does Jennifer need to know regarding this Pluto energy? Thank you for joining me. Oh my gosh, can't make this up either. Look at this card. Could it be a dragonfly? Look at my background. Oh, let me hold this different. Look at that artwork. Could it be a dragonfly? That's so beautiful. Card number 8. It's so beautiful. Seeing the meaning beyond the illusion of perception, signs from the universe are all around, recognizing the outer world as a living oracle, paying attention to the signs. I love that. The world is an oracle. You can see things in, coffee grinds and on billboards and notice the signs. There are days when you begin to notice just how in sync you are with the world. While you're thinking of that person, they call you, or you see their name on the side of a truck. You might need to know the answer of something important, then you overhear just what information you need, and the lyrics of the song on the radio. It is common to develop a relationship to a sign that always shows up when the spirit of someone you've loved and lost is nearby. Oftentimes, it's based in nature, like a feather or a butterfly. Maybe a dragonfly shows up to let you know that you are on the right track. Well, I can really resonate with this card. Jennifer writes, gorgeous. 8 is my number. Life path. Love, love, love. Thank you so much. Feeling it in my heart. You're welcome. Now is the time for you to trust those signs in the world around you as a way in which the universe reflects you, witnesses you, loves you dearly. Pay attention as the entire world is your oracle. I love that for you. That's beautiful. Okay, let me go back up to Heather. Heather's next. Thank you, Jennifer. Feeling it in my heart. That's what she's saying. That's great. Heather. Yeah, that was powerful. 8. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Okay. Oracles are a divination system that taps into the higher consciousness so that we can have something tangible to know what's going on in our head with the million thoughts and things that we have, or what that means. They don't lie. They are such truth tellers. So, Heather, are you still with me? I only have a couple minutes left, so Heather, are you still here? If not, I'm going to jump to the next person. Lee. Heather's here. Okay, great. Thank you. Let me pull a card. What do you need to know for this Pluto energy for Heather's highest good? It's all is calm upon the shores. This is such a beautiful card. Card number 29. All is calm upon the shores. This card is a calm and centered sense of self, radical acceptance, peaceful interactions with others, releasing attachment. I mean, hello, each message for everyone so far is so exactly what I was talking about in Pluto. This is so beautiful. There are days when you just know you've done all you can and surrendered your attachment to the outcomes, trusting that all things will turn out the way they will. You don't have anything to prove anymore. When you reach this moment, you experience a kind of satisfaction and accomplishment that may not even have anything concrete, any real perceived success connected to it. You just know. You have peace, and you just know. And this may be a fleeting feeling, but it doesn't matter as long as you stay at peace. Once you know the feeling, you can always return to it. I hope that resonates with you. There's more, but I can't read the whole thing. And I will be on TikTok in a little while. Hi, Vivian. In a little while, I will be on after I take a quick break here. Thank you. And then the next one, I think I have a minute. You can follow me on TikTok. I'll be on there in a little bit. I'm going to take a little quick break after. You're welcome, Heather. The next person was Lee. Hi, Lee. Real quick, I have to wrap it up. What does Lee need to know? 39, as the Weaver's way is true. The Weaver's way is true. These cards are beautiful. The essential meaning of this card is trusting and surrendering to an essential partnership with the divine, reclaiming your magic. The mystic story of the Dreamweaver invites us to imagine the purpose of these wise, beloved beings working on our behalf who represent the higher wisdom that governs our lives. So if we don't really trust them or in the divine force, it means we believe only in humans. We need to totally tap in to our higher power and the connection. I'm running out of time. Of course, I always run out of time when I'm having so much fun, but I will definitely be on TikTok. You can go over there. Come over there. I'm trying to get all the words out and garbling them all together. I want to thank you all. Go to spiritualtalking.com for a private session with me. Code podcast 20 to save 20%. And thank you so much for being with me. And remember, Google what's going on for your sign in Pluto and find out. But I gave you a lot of information to soak in. We can release our traumas of our past. We need to think of what's good for everyone as a collective and what's good for ourselves next. Not me first, me first. Times are changing, okay? We need to be in connection with others and in community. And let go of your trauma. You don't have to stay there anymore. This is 20 years of healing, breaking down to breakthrough. That's what I think. I'm sending you all so much love and light. I know you could be anywhere in the world, and I say it over and over again. Thank you so much. Please follow me on my social media at spiritualtalking.com and all over on my social media platforms. Thank you so much. Good night.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.